Have you ever felt a ripple in time? A strange sense that a moment has already happened, or a glimpse of something yet to come. We often think of time as a one-way street, a river flowing from the past, through the present, and into the future. But what if that's not the whole story? What if time can echo? What if the future can send whispers back to us, and the past isn't as set in stone as we believe? Today, we're venturing into the deepest mysteries of time itself, exploring strange evidence that suggests our linear perception might just be an illusion. Prepare to question everything you know about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let's start with a truly bizarre case, one that blurs the line between premonition and memory. It's the story of a man who didn't just predict the future, he remembered it. In the 1930s, a British engineer named J.W. Dunn began documenting his dreams. He noticed something unsettling. Many of them weren't just random fantasies. They were detailed previews of events that would happen days, sometimes weeks, later. He recorded a dream about a volcanic eruption in a specific location, only to read about it in the newspaper a few days later. He dreamt of a factory fire, a train derailment, and even his own watch stopping at a precise time, all of which came true. Dunn theorized that our consciousness isn't locked into the present moment. At night, when our minds are free, we can drift along the river of time, catching glimpses of what's downstream. Was he a prophet, or did he simply stumble upon a fundamental truth about how we experience time? This brings us to a feeling we've all had, déjà vu. That uncanny sensation of, I've been here before. For a long time, science dismissed it as a simple brain glitch, a momentary lag where your brain processes an experience twice, making the second one feel like a memory. But what if it's more? Some neuroscientists now propose that déjà vu could be a window into our brain's prediction system. Your brain is constantly building models of the future based on past experiences. Déjà vu might occur when that prediction model is so accurate that the real event feels like a memory a split second later. It's not that you've lived the moment before, but that your brain's internal time machine made a perfect forecast. It's a glitch, yes, but a glitch that reveals the incredible power of our minds to anticipate the flow of reality. It's a time echo generated not by the universe, but by the complex wiring inside our own heads. But if time is so flexible, and if we can catch glimpses of the future, it raises a classic question, the chrononaut's paradox. If time travel into the past is ever possible, why haven't we been visited? Where are all the tourists from the future? Stephen Hawking himself was fascinated by this, and even threw a party for time travelers, sending out invitations only asterisk after asterisk the party had happened. No one showed up. Does this prove it's impossible? Not necessarily. Perhaps time travelers are bound by a strict non-interference directive, like in science fiction. Or maybe changing the past is impossible, and any attempt just creates a new, separate timeline. Another mind-bending idea is that they are here, but we simply can't perceive them. They could be hiding in plain sight, or exist in a state that's beyond our sensory limits. The silence from the future is deafening, and it might be the strongest argument against time travel, or the most terrifying clue that we're missing something big. While traveling through time might be fiction, stopping it isn't, at least not at the quantum level. Scientists conducted a mind-blowing experiment that sounds like it's straight out of a superhero movie. They took an unstable quantum particle, which was set to decay, and observed it intensely. By constantly measuring it thousands of times a second, they effectively kept it from changing. This is called the quantum Zeno effect. It's like the universe's version of a watched pot never boiling. By observing the particle, they froze it in its current state, preventing its natural progression through time. The clock for that tiny particle effectively stopped. This isn't just a weird quirk. It shows that at the most fundamental level, the act of observation can directly influence the flow of time. We, the observers, aren't just passive witnesses to the universe. We are active participants in its unfolding. Now let's talk about something even stranger, the missing minutes phenomenon. Across the globe, there are thousands of documented reports of people experiencing shared, lost time. It's not just one person losing track of an hour. It's groups of people, often strangers in the same location, who all realize that their watches and phones have jumped forward by the same amount, say 10 or 15 minutes, with no memory of what happened in that gap. Cars have been found miles down the road, with drivers having no recollection of the journey. Investigations have ruled out technical glitches or mass delusion. It's as if a small chunk of reality was simply edited out, and everyone involved was seamlessly pasted into a later moment. What could cause such a collective time slip? Are these localized temporal anomalies? Are we all living in a simulation where the system occasionally stutters? The missing minutes remain one of the most chilling and inexplicable temporal mysteries. This idea of repeated moments leads to a fascinating philosophical concept, the looped reality. Imagine you're stuck in a single day, repeating it over and over. You wake up, live the same events, and go to sleep, only to wake up to the same morning. In these thought experiments, the loop only breaks when the protagonist makes a different choice, learns a crucial lesson, or achieves some form of personal growth. What if life itself works this way on a smaller scale? When we face the same problems again and again, the same arguments, the same career setbacks, the same personal struggles, is it the universe giving us another chance to get it right? Perhaps these aren't just patterns of bad luck, but temporal loops designed to force us to evolve. The only way out is to change. It suggests that time isn't just a measure of duration, but a tool for consciousness to learn and grow. From philosophy to physics, the weirdness continues with temporal entanglement. We've all heard of quantum entanglement, two particles linked across space, where affecting one instantly affects the other. But what if particles could be linked across time? This is the theory of temporal entanglement. It suggests that an event happening right now could be directly and instantly linked to an event in the future or the past. A decision you make today might not just cause a future outcome. It could be quantum entangled with it. This shatters our concept of cause and effect. It means the past and future might be in a constant, instantaneous conversation. The echo of a future event might not be a premonition, but the other half of an entangled pair, reaching back to its partner in the present. What about a day that never happened? History is filled with strange gaps and conflicting accounts, but some tales go even further. There are whispers of entire events, even specific days, that seem to have been erased from collective memory. For instance, the phantom time hypothesis suggests that about 300 years of the early Middle Ages were fabricated, meaning historical figures and events from that period never existed. While widely debunked, it taps into a deep-seated fear. What if our shared past is not reliable? Imagine waking up one morning to find that a major historical event everyone remembers is now absent from all records. It never happened. Is this a glitch in the matrix? Evidence of a timeline shift? Or a mass Mandela effect? It forces us to ask, how much of our history is real, and how much is just a story we've all agreed to believe? And so, we arrive at the ultimate question. If time had a beginning, must it also have an end? What happens at the very last second? Science offers a few possibilities. One is the heat death of the universe, where everything becomes so spread out and cold that all activity, all movement, and thus time itself ceases. A universe frozen in eternal stillness. Another, more dramatic idea is the Big Rip, where the expansion of space accelerates so much it tears apart galaxies, stars, planets, and even atoms until nothing remains. But what would it feel like to experience that final moment? Would everything just stop? Or would consciousness, untethered from physical reality, experience something else entirely? Perhaps in the final echo of existence, time loops back on itself, and the end becomes a new beginning. From remembered futures to clocks that stop the world, the nature of time is far more mysterious than we ever imagined. The echoes are all around us, in our dreams, in our minds, and in the very fabric of the cosmos. Maybe time isn't a river at all, but a vast, shimmering ocean where past, present, and future are all happening at once. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the echoes of time. If you enjoyed this exploration, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the void. See you next time.